Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. ואהבת את ענת אלוהיך ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Good morning, everyone. So I like to start my morning by repeating these old words that have been repeated for at least the last 2,500 years. These are words from the book of Deuteronomy, supposedly out of the mouth of Moses, but more actually out of the fingers, the scribal hands of hundreds of generations of ancient people. And the translation for what I just sang to you is, Hear, Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad is one. God is one, all is one, the infinite is one. And you shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might, and take to heart these instructions which I charge to you today, and teach them to your children, and recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, and when you lie down and when you get up, and bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead, and inscribe them on your doorposts and on your gates. So the prayer says, copy me. The prayer says, all is one. Paradox. The infinite, the totality of all things is actually just one single thing. How could that be? Well, I don't know. No one knows, but it's true. It's a metaphysically valid thing to think, that all is one, that we are all connected, but it's incomprehensible. And so maybe what we should do with this incomprehensible fact is repeat it. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Asher Echad, Yahweh Asher El, they're all one. Maybe if we repeat it 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, say it every day, every morning, I can say this with you. And maybe if we repeat these words enough together, we can understand what it means. We can take on board that aspect of reality into our own lives. So, thank you, Love Me Foe. I really appreciate that you are here. And then, what comes next in the book of Deuteronomy, after this statement that you should repeat that all is one when you wake up and when you go to bed, when you're at home and when you are away, after that, there's this claim. V'chaya, Ki v'yachai Yahweh Elohecha el ha'aretz asher nispar lavotecha le'avram le'yitzchak u'Yaakov. Latetlach avrim gedolot v'tovot asher lo vanita. Uvatim mili'im kol tuva asher lo mileta. Uvarot atzuvim asher lo hasatva. Keharim v'zitim asher lo natata. Ve'alachta v'shavata. Hishamer, l'cha pen tishchach et Yahweh asher tishacha mi'eretz Mitzrayim mibet avadim. And when Yahweh Eloheinu brings you into the land that he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to assign to you, great and flourishing cities that you did not build, houses full of all good things that you did not fill, hewn cisterns that you did not hew, vineyards and olive groves that you did not plant, and you eat your fill. Take heed that you do not forget Yahweh, who freed you from the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. And this, I find it so striking that this comes immediately after. The Deuteronomy prayer, the V'ahavta, has been repeated for thousands of years, but this little bit is not as commonly repeated, even though it's in the book right after. And it says, remember that you live on stolen land. That's what it says. You live in houses that you did not build. You drink out of cisterns that you did not hew. You eat olives and grapes that you did not plant. Remember that you live on stolen land. And just as easily as it was given to you, it can be taken away, and you can be returned to the house of bondage, which is to say, occupation. So, remember that too. Remember that too. None of this land is ours. Thank you so much, Sideshow Barb. I'm really glad you're here. So those are some Hebrew words that I say every day to try to figure out what kind of relationship I want to have with Yahweh. That terrible, terrible idea that puts people in bondage, right? And so there are a few other prayers that I say in Hebrew every morning that I've sort of pulled from a more Orthodox tradition and adapted it to my particular context. One of them sounds like this. Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, shelo ashani isha. I repeat the name of Yahweh Eloheinu, who did not make me a woman. Yahweh didn't. And I guess I can be grateful for that, grateful that Yahweh did not make me a woman, because I'm better this way. I made myself a woman, you know? And then the reciprocal, the inverse, is Baruch atah Asher, anat malecha ha'olam, asher yitzaret ha'adam, b'chachama u'vara. I repeat the name of Asher Anat, who made me with many openings and cavities. Hi, Carbo. Hi, Giorgio. Good morning, Elmira. So nice to see all of you here. This is Ashra. These are the figurine. Replicas of this image were found in the archaeological record all over the Levant, dated to around 3,000 years ago. They're special images. Ashra. So, if I can thank Yahweh for not making me a woman, I can thank Ashra for giving me many openings and cavities. Good night. Good morning. Good morning. Good night. Good morning, Fight a Day. So nice to see you. So, now, here's a more contemporary, modern Jewish mantra, if you will. This one is by Leonard Cohen, and it goes like this. I came upon a wedding that old families had contrived, with Bethlehem the bridegroom and Babylon the bride. Oh, great Babylon was trembling, and she stood there naked with me. Bethlehem inflamed us both like the shy one at some orgy. And when we fell together, all our flesh was like a veil that we had to draw aside to see the serpent eat its tail. Oh, some women wait for Jesus, and some we wait for Cain. And I'll hang upon my altar, and I'll hoist my axe again, and I'll take the one who find me back to where it all began, and back when Jesus was the honeymoon, and Cain was just a man, and we'll read from pleasant Bibles that were bound in blood and skin, that Asherah is gathering all her children back again. So yes, Asherah and Yahweh, Baal and El, all these names that were repeated thousands of years ago to try to represent ideas that maybe are no longer relevant to today. Or maybe they are. Babylon and Bethlehem, all these old cities, they're still here. A Jewish song singing about Jesus and a serpent. Indeed, written by a Jew. Indeed. Now we can switch to a different tradition. Sanskrit. And it goes like this. Kajananam Buddhaganati Sevitam Kapita Jambupala Sarabakshitam Om Masutam Sakavinasakarnam Mahamatim Divyamayoravahanam Ridasyasinam Sarasarnanatam Guham Saranam Saranam Prapadye Yaku Endutu Saradavalaya Subravasvarita Yavinavarandamaditakaraya Sveta Padmasana Yabrahmatuta Sankara Pratrapi Devasata Pujita Samanpatu Bhagavati Sargavatini Hesajadyapaha Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidanandamrtaya Nisparanchaya Santaya Shishivanandaya Te Namaha Shivishnudevanandaya Te Namaha Om Sarva Mangla Manglaye Shive Savarta Sadike Saranye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Tana, that's not Spanish, it's Sanskrit. And I can do one more Sanskrit prayer for you. Actually, I'll do several. This one goes... Trayambakam yajamahe sugantim pushchevardhanam Orva rukami bhavandanam mrityar mukshiyam amritatom Trayambakam yajamahe sugantim pushchevardhanam Orva rukami bhavandanam mrityar mukshiyam amritatom Sarvesham svastir bhavatu sarvesham shantir bhavatu sarvesham purnam bhavatu sarvesham mangalam bhavatu sarve bhavantu sukhina sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashantu makashid dukkha bhagavave asatoma satgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityurmamritam gamaya Om purnamadam purnamidam purnat purnamutachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnamevavashishate Om shanti 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 Om peace 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 Fight, I am Jewish, technically. I was born in a Jewish family, but my exposure is to a number of different traditions. The tradition that was from is Shivananda tradition, or maybe more broadly, Hinduism. And we can translate some of what I just read as we praise the fragrance that sees with 3 eyes and enhances prosperity. May we be liberated from the bondage of death, like the watermelon which separates effortlessly from the vine. Let us not turn away from immortality. Yes, I am aware of Islam. I have spent a decent amount of time studying in Palestine. I've been to mosques. I care about all of these things. But I don't want to pray to my maker. No. I just want to be feeling free. Not like who I am, but the pink in golden land and that wide, wild sky over me. Help me to the sun. Hey, I'm looking everywhere. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer. And I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray, hey. We don't want to pray. Pray, and it's not much good to talk, better to walk it. Ooh, not much good to take, better to give. We are done, forgiven, and forgotten of our sins, and I promise you, my friends, all that dies will live again. So, pardon, God and Mom, what I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray. We don't want to pray. Pray. I love Allah, Allah made love, and Yahweh made hate. Asher made good, and Anat made bad. Eloheinu made love, and Yahweh made hate. I love Allah, God made, God made, God made. But I don't want to pray to my maker. I just want to be feeling free. Not like in a book, or the leaves of trees that shook from a word that means only not a thing. No. Pardon, God and Mom, what I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer. And I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray. We don't want to pray. Pray. I love Allah, Allah made love. And Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. Asher, Asher, made good. And Anat made bad. Eloheinu made love. And Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. I love Allah. God made, God made, God made me. Except it's a lie. Because none of those gods exist. They're just stories that we tell each other. And really, the truth is that I made me, grew this body all by myself. Or maybe we're all making each other right now. Through this interaction. So, I have a couple more mantras for you this morning, and then I can stick around a little bit. It's raining out, so I can't go straight to work. Still have many more platforms to build, but we'll give it a little rest until the weather improves, which means I get to stay here with you and have a nice, comfortable breakfast. But before we do breakfast and can chat and ask questions, yes, I'll tell you about my daily routine and what I do. But first, we have to finish the morning mantras. So we're going to do a mantra called Arati. Arati means flame in Sanskrit. You can see this little flame right here. There it is. Fire ritual. Every morning, fire ritual. Arati means flame. In the words of this, Jaya Jaya Arati, we wave the light of victory. And then it's just repetitions of different names of God. Mostly Hindu gods, but also some Abrahamic ones. And again, just like the first prayer that we started with this morning, maybe if we repeat all of these names and repeat and repeat and repeat, maybe one day we might come to understand what they mean to us and what they mean for this reality that we find ourselves embedded within. So, Jaya Jayarati Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jayarati Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jayarati Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Chora Jaya Jayarati Venkantaramana Venkantaramana Bhavani Sankara Sitarama Radhe Shama Jaya Jayarati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara Jaya Jayarati Raja Rajeshwari Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jayarati Anjaneya Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jayarati Dattatreya Dattatreya Trimutravatara Jaya Jayarati Adityaya Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sanischaraya Sanischaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sankarachaya Sankarachaya Advaita Gurave Jaya Jayarati Sadgurunata Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jayarati Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Jaya Jayarati Agastya Munaye Agastya Munaye Shirama Priyaye Jaya Jayarati Ayapa Swamine Ayapa Swamine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jayarati Jesus Gurave Moses Gurave Buddha Gurave Jaya Jayarati Muhammad Gurave Guru Nanak Gurave Samastya Guru Bho Namaha Jaya Jayarati Venugopala. Om Natatra Suyobati Natandra Karatam Nema Vidyabati Kataya Magni Twameva Mantamina Bandi Sarvam Tasya Basya Samita Vivanti Om Gange Kayamane Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Siddhi Kaveri Ha 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 Namastitam Namo Namaha Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Twameva Bandusha Saka Twameva Twameva Vidya Javinam Twameva Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Kayena Vacha Manasindriyarva Buddhyatmanava Prakrite Sabhavad Karamiyad Yad Mangalam Parasmahe Narayana Iti Sarmar Payami Sarva Dharmam Pravichaya Mamikam Savranam Vrija Aham Sva Sarva Papayo Mokshaya Mima Sucha. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these, I dedicate to you. To all of you, thank you so much for joining me today. And now we will conclude the mantra portion of this stream with a Kaddish for all of those people who died yesterday of coronavirus, and for all those other forces of death and injustice that have plagued the living since our lineage began and will continue to torture us until we are done. And for the last 2,500 years, my ancestors have been saying words that sound a little bit like Yid Kadal Vid Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'yamad Yivrachute B'yamlich Malchute B'chaychon U'v'yamechon U'v'chayed Kol Beit Yisrael B'galav V'zman Kariv V'yimru Amin Yehi Shemei Rabbah Miva'arch Le'olam Al-Meil Maya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitba'ar V'yitramam V'yinaseh V'yitadar V'yitalei V'yitalal Shemei D'Kudisha B'richu Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush B'chata V'nechimata T'yamiran B'yamav V'yimru Amin Yehi Shlamai Rabbah Amin Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'yachol Yisrael V'yimru Amin Osei Shalom B'yimramav Huya Asei Shalom Aleinu V'yachol Yisrael V'yimru Amin Osei Shalom B'yimramav Huya Asei Shalom Aleinu V'yachol Yisrael V'yimru V'yimru Amin. Thank you so much for joining me today. That concludes the mantra portion of this stream. I'm going to